Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Oasis, Texas Brewing Company. This is their cafe, a coffee beer if you will, milk slash sweet stout. Not a big beer, 6%, 31 IBUs. So it's got 6% and 31 IBUs. And on the rim over here, it's got 02/2018. So February the 20th of 2018. Today is the end of March, 31st of March 2018. So about 5 weeks old on this beer. But they've given us all 3 bits of information: the ABV, the IBUs, and the canned on date. So 2 big thumbs up to those guys down there for giving us that information. So more like a breakfast stout, it being a 6%er. You could have this for breakfast if you wanted to. Nice coffee stout, hopefully. And this is done with Vietnamese coffee. So it should be nice and sweet. Should have some big coffee notes on it. Looking forward to this beer. Brandon sent this to me down in Texas. Brandon C. So Brandon, thanks a bunch, my brother. I do appreciate it, sir. So we've got all 3 bits of information. Let's run over to Untappd. For the commercial description, it says traditional Vietnamese coffee and cocoa nibs to the fermenter, melding the roasted deep cocoa flavors of this French-derived coffee style with the silky mouthfeel and mocha flavors of a milk stout. Rich flavors and notes of chicory make this wild hybrid smooth as Swede and robust as Robusta. So, very nice, very nice. So this time, let's pop a top on this bad boy and see what we got here. A lot of times the Vietnamese coffee is big time. I mean, espresso style and all that kind of good stuff. And the last one I did, not so much. And that all depends on how fresh it is, guys. I mean, if you're doing a coffee beer that's 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks old, you should have big time coffee notes on it. If you're doing a coffee beer that's 3, 4, 6 months old, and the coffee's already faded just like hops do. So let's see what this one brings to the table. I think I've had some Oasis beer that Brandon sent me, but I've not had this one before. Let's go down the center on this one, and I will tell you, food pairing says general chocolate dessert. Glassware to pint, becker, non tumbler mug, sign side out. I got my favorite tulip glass, and not recommended for extended cellaring because the coffee is going to fade, guys. Real aggressive pour on that straight down the center, guys. Big bubbles on the top of this head pour from that aggressive pour. They might want to, not very creamy looking on the head. They might want to try some flaked oats or something in there to give it a little tighter head and a little creamier mouthfeel. I haven't even tasted it yet. I'm just chucking that out for information wise. Over to the light, I'm not getting any at all. Pitch black, guys. Very dark. Let's get it to the nose, see what we got. The coffee's there, guys. I am smelling coffee big time. It's just like freshly ground coffee. Does have a nice sweetness to it from the lactose they use in the brewing process. Roasted malt. Maybe a hint of some molasses. Not a lot of dark fruit. Coffee's probably overpowering that right now, right out of the fridge, right out of the can. Smells pretty good. Let's try it. See what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Brandon. Nice coffee taste on this. A little bit on the thin, watery side. A lot of the lower ABV versions of the stouts are that way. Like I said, I'll go back to what I said a minute or so ago. Might want to try some flaked oats to give it just a little creamier mouthfeel. As you can see, the head is dissipated completely. It's not even covering the top of the beer now. That would be what I would suggest. Throw some flaked oats in there to change up the mouthfeel just a little bit, make it a little creamier. Very easy drinking. Alcohol is super well hidden. 6%er. A lot of people would drink this for breakfast, especially on the weekend if you ain't got to go to work or something. Very nice. Very enjoyable beer. I don't buy a lot of 6% stouts. I'm looking for something with a little heavier ABV, a little heavier, creamier mouthfeel, or a little thicker mouthfeel, if you will. So I don't buy a lot of these low ABV stouts or porters as far as that goes. I don't even buy low ABV IPAs. I mean, if it's not at least 7%, I usually don't even look at it. So, that being said, let me sip on it for a while. Let it come up to room temperature and see what we end up with. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Didn't leave hardly any lacing on the glass. Another reason I would suggest putting a little flaked oats in the next batch. That will give it a little bit more lacing, a little creamier mouthfeel. Decent beer, guys. I don't think it's outstanding world class. I don't even think it's even to the A category. I'm going to do the final chug here on this one. I do appreciate these guys giving us all the information they're giving, the ABV, the IBUs, canned on date, but it's lacking a little bit. The alcohol is well hidden. Put a little flaked oats in the next batch and give it a little creamier mouthfeel. I think it'll be just a tad better. And like I told you before, I don't buy a lot of these low ABV stouts to begin with. They're nice breakfast beers if you want, coffee stouts or milk stouts. But I just don't buy a lot of them this ABV. I like the Imperial stouts better. Just me. With the beers that I've drank over the years, I like a little more body, a little bit more robust aroma and flavor that I just don't get from these lower ABV beers, guys. So it is what it is. It's my preference, though. This may blow your hair back, guys. And beer tastes are very subjective. It depends on what you like, what you don't like, where your palate is. 10 years ago, this would probably been outstanding to me. But right now, nah, not quite that. Not quite that. So, with that being said, guys, I'm going to give it a good B+, 89 on the scale is what I'm going to give it. Kicking the door down. And the reason I'm doing that is because of all the information these guys are giving us on the can. I would like to see something not quite as thin as this, and if they do a bigger version of this, I would love to try that. But these guys' beers aren't available here. I have to count on people like Brandon C. down in Texas to send them to me, and I don't want to mealy mouth these guys anything. I think they're doing really tasty stuff. It's just not quite got the mouthfeel that I'm looking for, and a lot of these lower ABV beers do not, unless it's an oatmeal stout or something like that. But the coffee was there, and and that's why I'm giving it the best B+ I can give it. And if you say, "Oh my God, that's an A beer," I won't argue with that, guys. But it just doesn't do it for me. So, but I do appreciate them giving the information that they are. I wish all the breweries would do that. So, 2 big thumbs up to those guys for the information they're putting on their cans, because they don't have to. So, if you've had this one, let me know what you think. This is a Cafe from Oasis, Texas Brewing Company. We're going to step over to Beer Advocate. They say 3.79, which is also in their B+ range. I'm giving it better numbers than they are. And over to Untapped, those guys say 3.75. As far as I'm concerned, that is just hitting their their B plus range. So I'm giving it better numbers than that too, because I do appreciate the information these guys are putting on their cans. So try some with some oats. That's all I can say. And if you've had this one from these guys, let me know what you think. And until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.